how can you actually prepare for a digital detox? I hear from professionals all the time this need or want to go on this, what they would call a digital detox. So, in this video, we will look at some of the things that I come across when I work with clients and how you can actually effectively prepare for such detox and make sure that it's actually successful for you. Hi there, my name is Beatrix Schmidt from the sleepdeepmethod.com. As a sleep coach and speaker, I help professionals to overcome insomnia and other sleep-related problems. So if you're looking for practical sleep and insomnia tips and advice, hit the subscribe button below and come back each week when I share more practical ways that you can start improving your sleep and overcome some of those sleep problems that you're struggling with. When it comes to the use of technology in our 24 hours, there is absolutely no doubt that it has impacted our life and it will continue to impact our life in the future. But I don't believe that technology itself is a bad thing. I think that a lot of the times when I work with clients, it's our behavior with technology that has now become potentially negative. And I think one of the things that I always talk to my clients with is we can't blame technology for causing something in our life. We have the choice to engage with technology in a positive way, really truly understand what are the impacts technology and the different gadgets that we have in our lives, and be able to have this better understanding of how we can detach from it better. Before we jump into how I think technology impacts our physical, emotional, and mental well-being, I want you to take a moment to really think about your current situation with technology, because that way the next couple of sections will make sense to you in a bigger perspective. So I want you to take a moment, and again, you can pause the video if you want, to really look at your life and how technology is impacting your life negatively as well as positively. Because as I mentioned before, I think we need to look at this as a bigger picture. It's not just negative. We do get benefits from being able to use technology. So take a moment and look at how all the 7 areas of life that we cover under the Sleep Deep method, and how does technology impact those different areas of your life? How does technology impact your physical well-being? This is the first area I wanted to discuss with you, and I come across this quite a lot when I work with my clients. First of all, obviously tech has now started impacting our sleep. And whether or not that's you taking your phone to bed with you and perhaps getting a notification late at night that then ends up disturbing your ability to be able to get to sleep, or other different variations of sleep problems that you might experience. Tech has definitely started to extend our days, which means our ability to be able to get to sleep, sleep through the night, and wake up refreshed is impacted. And often it's impacting negatively. The second part is different muscle strain. So how technology actually impacts us physically is that we started changing our posture because we're so used to using most of the time our mobile phones for so many different things. So if you think about sort of slouching, lowering your neck, lowering your head, slouching, bringing your shoulders forward, that can cause pain in the neck, shoulders, upper back, and even the lower back. And another type of strain is eye strain. We no longer look into the distance. A lot of the times we look at our phones quite close to us, which means all those muscles in the eyes that are responsible for long distance eyesight are not being exercised anymore. This is sometimes where people and professionals end up having to use glasses a lot earlier on than perhaps another generation before them. How does technology impact your emotional well-being? This is the second section I wanted to share with you within this sort of digital detox and preparing for a digital detox really well. A lot of the times when I work with clients who struggle with sleep problems and we need to change their use of tech, we're generally get emotionally attached to the things that we have, especially phones these days, because they represent so many different things. So if our social life is mainly driven by tech, changing our behaviors, perhaps limiting the time that we have on social media, can have an emotional attachment to it. It can have an emotional um, sort of withdrawal symptom around it when we stop using it so much. And I think it's super important to actually prepare emotionally for a digital detox that you might be planning. Because if you're relying on sort of feedback from friends, lots of likes, interactions online, and you want to go off and do a digital detox, that's going to be something that you're going to miss. So, how successful you're able to be with your digital detox is going to be impacted um, by how well you can do without your tech emotionally. How does technology impact our mental well being? There are a lot more articles linking excessive tech use to mental health problems, and whether or not that's anxiety, depression. I'm sure that you have heard some of those headlines as well. I certainly have to address these things within my client work a lot, because with our change of behavior, with our excessive tech use, um, our human behaviors have changed. So, what are those impacts that technology has on our mental well-being? One of the first things that I see is constant distractions. And of course, that's coming from our behavior on not using perhaps an airplane mode or turning off notifications. But sometimes we just don't really know how to begin. So I remember the time when I used to have notifications all the time, and it consistently disturbed me doing pieces of work. And that can really drain our mental energy during the day. The second part is consistently comparing ourselves with others and pushing our boundaries. And how does that relate to our mental health? Is that we no longer have sort of a five friends that we meet every single day. We know their lives inside out, so we have this better perspective in terms of their life. A lot of the times when we go to social media, we see sort of displays of lives in a very different way. We often see a more perfect picture than actually is the reality. Now that we've gone through all those different areas that I normally look at, when I look at the preparation for digital detox, it's over to you. Which area do you think is impacting your ability to really successfully complete a digital detox? Is it perhaps the physical elements? Is it maybe the emotional elements? Or is it the actual mental well-being elements that I mentioned? I would love to hear from you. So if you want to put your comments below this video, the next week's video is going to give you more tips and advice, practical things that you can do to actually complete a successful detox. In this video, I just wanted to go through those different areas that we need to be aware of before we even go into a digital detox. Did you like this video? If you did, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and share it to the family member or perhaps a friend who is about to start a digital detox. This will help them perhaps to put it into perspective and make sure that they actually successfully complete one. Thank you so much for watching. And if you have any questions around this area or any sleep problems that you might be struggling with, again, you can use the comment box below to ask your questions.